Recap: before the playoffs began, Brett Brown told his relatively green 76ers that the postseason would be an experience that teaches them more about themselves than any other in the sport of basketball. As their Eastern Conference Semifinals clash against the Boston Celtics get set to shift to South Philadelphia, the Sixers figure to learn a good deal about what they're made of in the important days ahead. Despite racing out to an auspicious start, the Sixers bowed to Boston, 108-103, Thursday at TD Garden. The loss gave the C's a 2-0 advantage in the second-round series between the longtime rivals, and resulted in the Sixers dropping consecutive games for the first time since late February. The pressure on the Sixers now intensifies heading into Games 3 and 4, scheduled for Saturday and Monday, respectively, at the center. "It's a game of runs," said J.J. Redick. "We were playing really well, and had a big lead, but there were still 31 minutes left to play." After leading by as many as 22 points midway through the second quarter, the Sixers saw the Celtics use an 18-3 surge to storm back to within striking distance late in the first half. Boston went up by as many as 8 points in Thursday's third period, but the Sixers battled back in the final frame, taking a 95-93 advantage on a Joel Embiid jumper with just under 5 minutes to go. The undeniable Celtics, however, had one last push in them. They scored 11 of the next 14 points, the spurt capped emphatically by an alley-oop jam from Terry Rozier to Jason Tatum that made it 104-99. After a Dario Saric putback, Al Horford stuck a jumper with 8.3 seconds left, 106-101, to seal the Sixers' fate. "They made shots, they got stops," said Embiid. "They were able to score in transition, and we weren't able to get back." For the second time in as many games against Boston, Redick paced the Sixers in scoring, this time with 23 points. Embiid registered his fourth consecutive postseason double-double, posting 20 points and 14 rebounds, while also adding 5 assists. Robert Covington turned in a productive night for the Sixers as well. Swingman logged a game-high 40 minutes, and supplied the Sixers with 22 points behind 4 three-pointers, plus 9 rebounds and 2 steals. In 17 minutes off the bench, T.J. McConnell assumed a spirited role. He snapped off 4 straight points to begin the fourth quarter to tie the score at 79-79, and later assisted on 3 go-ahead baskets, en route to finishing with a plus 16 rating. Tatum posted a team-best 21 points for Boston, which also got a 20-point effort from Rozier, and a 13-point, 12-rebound double-double from Horford. Part of Boston's success Thursday was that they were able to keep Ben Simmons under wraps. The first-year point man was held to 1.0 to 4 FG, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. "We've got 2 games at home that we need to take care of and handle business," said Simmons. "Just got to go do it." Turning point, without question, the tenor of Thursday's game started to change with 5.5 minutes left in the first half. On the heels of a Robert Covington three-pointer increasing the Sixers' lead back to 21 points, 51-30, Boston began to chip away, specifically in the paint. Al Horford scored on a putback, Greg Monroe a driving layup, and then the C's offense began to open up, with Jaylen Brown connecting on a triple. All of a sudden, the Celtics had some momentum. Terry Rozier proceeded to keep his club rolling, scoring 5 in a row, before setting up Marcus Smart for a triple to cut Boston's gap to 10. Another Rozier tray on the C's next trip down the floor whittled the margin to 7, and just like that, it was a brand new ball game. "I think the Celtics' defensive intensity went to a higher level," Brett Brown said, when asked about the factors that triggered Boston's second-quarter turnaround. "I feel like if I had to do it again, I would do the same thing. I would have had the same people in the game." Making Boston's tear all the more impressive was that the Sixers opened the second quarter on a 14-2 run. Thursday's game was one highlighted by dramatic swings. "I thought we were too sped up on offense," said Brad Stevens. "We weren't playing with any togetherness defensively. We just said we need to do our jobs, first and foremost. Then, I would say, that was a win that was largely attributed to the unbelievable effort of our players and the other 18,000 people in here. We needed everybody engaged in the game, and it was a special environment." X factors: when T.J. McConnell was in Thursday's game, good things happened for the Sixers. After subbing in late in the first quarter, he was part of a personnel grouping that helped stretch the lead to double figures for the first time. Then, late in the third, McConnell came back in and provided another spark, in this instance using his trademark toughness and energy to pull the Sixers out of a hole. Not only did he convert the pair of layups to level the tilt at 79-79 within the opening 50 seconds of the fourth period, the 6'2" point guard snagged a huge offensive rebound that led to a Robert Covington triple. The basket flipped the score in the Sixers' favor. "McConnell was ridiculous," Boston head coach Brad Stevens said admiringly. He was a big reason why that game ebbed back towards the Sixers. After being forced to sit out Monday's Game 1 with a right hamstring injury, Jaylen Brown returned to action Thursday evening. He was upgraded from doubtful to probable shortly before tip-off, and received a standing ovation from the sold-out TD Garden crowd when he was summoned 5 minutes into regulation. Brown, who accounted for 13 points on 5 for 12 shooting, offered Boston timely contributions, among them a three-pointer and alley-oop dunk that came during the Celtics' game-changing second-quarter run. "I think he felt pretty good," said Brad Stevens. "I thought he played really hard." While Boston has put Al Horford on Ben Simmons defensively at the start of the first 2 games of the Sixers-Celtics series, Brad Stevens has also mixed up coverages on the rookie point man. Marcus Morris, Semi Ojeleye, Marcus Smart, and Jason Tatum have all spent time guarding Simmons, too. Stevens said Thursday the objective has been to keep bodies in front of the paint attacking, downhill driving Aussie. "It's hard to do," said Stevens. "He's a heck of a player, but good players always respond. We're going to have to be even better in Game 3. Other significant storylines, learning lessons. While Thursday didn't go the way Ben Simmons would have liked it to, both in respect to the final score, and his own individual performance, he still carried himself with the same steady, collected demeanor during his post-game press conference afterwards. The rookie point man felt he fell victim to overthinking things too much. "I wasn't out there playing the way that I play, which is free," Simmons said. "I think, obviously, I know what their game plan is. I got to play my game." Boston has been intent on containing Simmons in transition, and limiting his scoring opportunities on the interior. "Ben is very mature, very poised," said J.J. Redick. "I know he'll bring it on Saturday. No panic." Although they weren't able to come back from Boston with a win in hand, the Sixers will now have their own opportunity to hold serve, with Games 3 and 4 of their Eastern Conference Semifinals series versus the Celtics coming to the center. "I think we're going to be fine," said Joel Embiid. "Especially Thursday, we started off really well. Then we kind of lost it, so we know what works, and what doesn't." Ben Simmons didn't sound as if he were going to let 2 tough outings at TD Garden define him, or his team. "It comes down to everybody staying together defensively and offensively," he said. "We're learning, we're a young team. Nobody's panicking in the locker room or freaking out. We're staying together as a team. We're going home, and we got to take care of business." Quotes of note: Brett Brown, on Sixers' approach after starting series. "You move on, there's not gonna a pity party, we're gonna walk out of here and figure out a way to get back on track. You know, you're upset because you built a lead, you gave it up, you got it back, and you weren't able to ultimately finish the game how you wanted." Dario Saric, on Boston's toughness. "Everybody. Jason Tatum is unbelievable, talented, young guy, but I think their key teammate this game was Marcus Smart. He was tough on both ends. He was scoring the threes. He was their main guy today. The key player. He had an unbelievable game. Now we have 2 games at home, and we will really try to come back, if it is possible 2-2, and come back here again." Sixers social. Dario Saric provided the hustle, and Robert Covington the heave. The combination of a little bit more spirit, and a few more shots going down represented key elements to the formula the Sixers used to set the tone in Thursday's contest. The homie with the pass, Rocco with the splash. pic.twitter.com/p1qdisc7, Philadelphia 76ers, at Sixers, May 4, 2018. Up next, the pace of the Sixers' Eastern Conference Semifinals pairing with the Boston Celtics is about to pick up, as the remainder of the series, however long it goes, will be played with only 1 day off between games. Saturday, the matchup moves to South Philadelphia, where the Sixers have gone 2-1 in the playoffs. The early tip is slated for 5 p.m.